All right. This is gonna be a video. So today we are gonna be swapping this B20b in the Civic. Currently, the motor is gonna need a rebuild. I'm not too sure. Gonna have to open it once it's out of the car. But yeah, I've never swapped a motor before, but I've done a transmission and a couple clutches, but this is gonna be pretty new. I picked this up at 1320. It has 71,000 miles on it. I hope it runs good. I hope I can do this, honestly. I got the cherry picker ready. Shout out to my boy. Yeah, so the plan is give you a brief rundown. I'm gonna time lapse it and maybe cut into it, but plan is I'm gonna jack the car up. My bad, I'm sick. Jack the car up, drain the fluid, oil, coolant, get the axles out, disconnect the headers, disconnect my shift linkage. Then that should be it for the bottom, and then I'm gonna work my way up top. Up top, I'm gonna pull my intake off, probably the Dizzy. This has a tucked radiator. I wanted to run a stock one, but I might just save it. It does have a little bit of seepage sometimes, but it'll work. I'm gonna disconnect the AN fittings for the coolant hoses. My fuel filter lines are coming off. The harness, this harness plug has to come out. My throttle cable, and then pretty much all the plugs connected to the motor. Thankfully, I have a wire harness. It's a tucked harness, so it's already labeled, but I just have to remember where they all go. And I'm not going to have VTEC anymore because this is a B20 bottom end with a B16 VTEC head. So I'm not going to be running VTEC, which I'm not too sure how this is going to work yet because this is like on the solenoid and it's like hard lined in here. I'm not sure. I didn't do this swap originally, so that'll be interesting to figure out. Cause yeah, this is gonna be oh, and I have to remove this is the GSR trans, so it's cable clutch, so I'm gonna have to remove the cable off the clutch. I might remove my overflow from my coolant just because it might be in the way, but it might be okay. I don't know, it's pretty close. And then some ground cables from the fuse box that goes to the starter and the trans. And then yeah, I might pull the throttle body off. I am gonna have to use this intake manifold just because the B20 stock one is like hella tall for some reason. I mean, unless I ran no hood, but I definitely need a hood because yeah, that shit would stick up like here. Gonna have to remove the brake booster hose. And yeah, I'm not sure what else. We're gonna have to find out as we go. All right, now we're going in to do the shift linkage, hopefully. So basically, you need a punch, something to hit the pin out from right here. And then this will disengage this linkage, and I'm pretty sure I just have to unbolt that. I don't know. We're gonna find out. Let's hope, because all right, new plan. Thicker bolt. hold bolt and vice grip and hammer. Oh yeah, she's almost out of there now. Look at that. I wonder if this one will work for the rest. Let's see. Bingo. Pin is out for the shifter. Put that next to the radiator cap. That slides out. That can fall down so gently. This looks like a 12. This comes out like that. I'm gonna leave this pin and this back here just so I don't lose them. And hopefully, I don't know what the hell. How does this come out? That's a bushing. Probably gonna have to force it off. So, see what happens. Put a little bit of hematome to it. There we go. That comes off. Bingo. Now that's free. Now we just gotta pull the axles out. Alright, so I was gonna time lapse this, but we're gonna just record it. For your axle nut, you'll need a big ass socket. It's a 30 or 1 1/4, I believe, either 36 or 1 1/4. That goes on there. Make sure you punch out the thing, and all you gotta do for here is remove the lower ball joint, which is you pull the cotter pin and you have to move your fork, remove the fork bolt. So it's those two, axle nut, and she should slide out, hopefully. We're gonna hope that Big Daddy Snap-on can pull this shit off, or unless, if not, I'm gonna have to put the wheels back on, lower the fucking car, and yeah, I don't want to do that at all. So let's hope this Snap-on can snap this shit off, huh? Alright, and then let's pray. She's on full power. 1, 2. Don't ever tell me to not get a Snap-on, boy. Power tools is a big helper in a lot of this, because I'm telling you, I don't really want to be wrenching all the time, but if I have to, I have to. I do not want to. What the fuck? What are those 15s and the 17? Oh hell no. 17 and what? 16? You know what I mean? Now hit it with this. show. What fell? Let's keep this with this. Keep that on this side. And then this is the castle nut. I like to reverse them, put them on the wrong way, and then give her a little love taps. And usually she come right out. It depends if how long ago this has been changed and some other stuff, but get it flush to the nut so it doesn't shroom out the bottom of this, because that is bad. Then you get your hammer, a couple whack-a-moles. Try not to hit your caliper. Okay. That's unfortunate. Just hitting it, help shake it loose. Make sure your thread is still good. You're not fucking shit up. Just don't want to fuck this up, or else you have to replace your ball joint, and that is no fun on a Honda, I'll tell you that much. This shit is in there, man. Hella in there. God damn. Yeah, I figured. And she's out. You see it pop? When she pops, she locked. Take this out. See? A couple schmangs and she's good. Now you need something to support this, because oh shit, we might have to pull off the tie rod too, I forgot. Yeah, we're gonna pull the tie rod off too, just in case, because we might as well. Tie rod comes off. Now we just need something to support this big bitch. I'll get you some bungees. Get ready to be strong, because they're gonna have to pull it out. And I rest it on my knee. Get your hammer. Tap out your axle. And there you go. Your axle's out. Well, not out, but it's somewhere, not inside. Now, best place I like to go is under the ball joint. Wrap it up. Hook it to my fucking coilover if I can. Please. This isn't light and I am not strong. And take the back side of this. Yep. And try to get it on the coilover again. Fuck you. Okay, if that's not gonna work. Okay, we brought two. Grab this. Wrap this puppy up around your upper. Here we go. And you can even wrap it around this little thing if you want to be extra safe. Around the tie rod arm. And link it to something. To that. So. Alright, so that's held there for now. I'm gonna put my nuts back on so I don't lose them and they don't get messed up on the thread. There, tie rod. Now we just gotta slide the axle out the transmission and do the same thing for the whole side, the other side. And after that, we're done on the bottom. All right, how much closer to pulling this shit out? All right, got a pin. Now this is another fun part. I have half a pry bar. You can take one of these, preferably one that has everything in it, or a handle, and you're gonna get right between the transmission and the end of that axle and pry. And pray while you pry, because sometimes they like to be stuck. I've done a couple of them and they're always stuck, and this is no alt and this is never easy. So I would be pretty happy if today's venture went nice and easy. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be happy. Oh my god, and it's easy, bro. No way. No way is it happening. Look at that. Look at that. That's nuts. Actually, never that easy. What the hell? Alright. That's fucking beautiful. That's in the transmission. And then just do the other side. So we've got the radiator out along with the hoses, moved them to the side, right? Working on, really want to just take a look here and have a video so I can remember where everything's about to go back if I need it, if I'm absolutely stumped, you know what I mean? So this is where the coolant thermostat is. There was a plug for the fan. Yeah, I'm already forgetting. And another plug for like the top one or something. And then there was a ground. Anyways, I'm gonna do the fuel lines. This one's gonna have to come off. I think this one can stay, but this one's gonna have to come. And then the throttle or the clutch cable, and then these power and ground, or whatever it is, power to the fuse box and power to the battery. And then I gotta unplug it on the other side, and we almost might be there. Just gotta remember this like little valve heater. I think my heater core goes up and around, straight down into here. This is ECT. It went into this. ECT went here. This was plugged into this little spigot right here. It says like H2O or something like that. Let me double check. Yeah, so it says H2O on it. It goes into there. And then you had this one. This one is Rev. Rev went to like this one down here on like the transmission. This might be reverse light. And the VSS was not plugged in. The fan was plugged in, and it had the ground on top of this, on top of the housing. There's another hose that goes from this coolant housing to the back of the firewall. I'm gonna disconnect it from here, and they looped it. I don't know if this is how it's supposed to be, but whoever built this first, they looped this one going straight to whatever the hell. I think that's the back of the housing. I'm not sure yet, but it looks like I could leave that and just disconnect this one, fuel line, and this heater core. So put you back up there, or maybe somewhere right here on the time lapse. People, we literally finally made it after disconnecting everything and all the hoses. So this whole side, injectors and all, was underneath the intake manifold up around there. That's gonna be fun putting back together. This was all kind of up front for the wire harness. I removed all of it. We got the hoses disconnected. We had to disconnect radiator, fuel, my radiator here, plugs, radiator, the upper neck for the radiators right there, and we had to disconnect the clutch cable. We kind of swung her around over here. Same with the throttle cable. Down there was like a couple sensors. One of them was that little nipple thing you can see right there. Kind of just goes on, so. And there's like 2 other sensors down there. And then you have your main harness right here. That's pretty much it on that side. I don't know why I disconnected this. I have to re-put this fuel rail back on tight. I have to remember to tighten the fuel rail. But she's ready to get pulled out. intake manifold last night. Left behind this paper fucking gasket, which I am still cleaning. I'm trying to, and I'll take a break from all that shit, because that is annoying. Try to clean her up a little bit, took the intake manifold off, pulled the headers off. Got some of the hoses out the way, and for the motor that we were running in the Civic, I got the transmission off. I'm about to pull the flex plate and flywheel next. Currently, I have it sitting in some degreaser because this shit is disgusting inside of here. This is the YS1 trans. So I gotta spray the top. Yeah, currently just swapping things over, getting stuff ready. This is the intake, my old intake. I'm gonna be throwing that back on, along with my fuel rail, and might put my radiator back in. I'm not sure yet, but those are the AN fittings for it, and the water next and thermostat. Got my intake and overflow over here. The transmission bracket. So yeah, I mean, once this thing is assembled, she's going back in, man. Yeah, I mean, I kind of sprayed it and cleaned it up a little bit last night, but that's about all she's gonna get. I might work on that, just try to make this look better, but we'll see. I might just try to throw everything back already, because I want to be driving this. I miss this car. So yeah, that's the update for now. I kind of put everything over here is what I'm going to be using. So the headers, the bolts, starter, flywheel plate, the PVC. I was thinking about running the intake if I could, but that probably is not going to happen. I'm going to have a lot of parts left over. All right, we got the flywheel bolted on. This was the old one. I guess it was like an automatic or something. I don't know what the hell that is, but I put mine on. Unfortunately, my torque wrench isn't clicking, but I put it on with my gun. I'm gonna double check the torque again, but I don't know if my torque wrench broken or what, but I hope those are tight enough. They're pretty damn tight. We're gonna double check those, but it's hard because the motor's kind of in the air and resting on the tire. But after that, we're gonna put the clutch in. The only problem is this is not the right clutch tool. Apparently, where is the camera? These are numbered. Apparently these are 88. I have 58s. This is for like an Accord, so it doesn't really work. I don't know if I'm gonna try to eyeball it or if I really need that key to line it up perfectly, but it's kind of rough, I'm not gonna lie, because without that key it's not really gonna go perfectly. But I mean, the bolts have to line up, so I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna lift up the motor so it's off the air, and I'm gonna get that bolted on, and we'll see if we can bolt it on or if we need that. I mean, that key kind of works, it just doesn't stay in and go all the way back, so we'll see what happens. All right, so after wrestling around with the transmission, finally got it bolted back on. We're that much closer to being finished. Unfortunately, my B16 intake manifold is not going to work on this motor. I have to modify it. People are saying you have to like cut off the coolant passages, and I have to remove one of the bolts that go in the middle, or the studs that are on my block. And damn, I wish I could do that, but I don't know if I can do that. I mean, if I could pull the stud off, I might take this off and try it, but it seems like we might have to run this. Don't know if my hood spacers are gonna be able to clear it. If not, so, but it's almost there. I'm gonna put the exhaust on once it's in the car. I'll put the starter back on now. I might try to put this intake manifold again on, but I tried the other night and I was just over it and it didn't fit, so I said fuck it, put the other one back on. I am gonna run this radiator, so I do gotta put this neck back on and my whatever the hell, the thermostat. I gotta put that thermostat back on. And then I can run my AN lines to my radiator. And I already changed the spark plugs. I'm gonna leave this dizzy, see what it does. And she should be good to go. Put her back in, wire everything, exhaust, axles, and oil change, fill up the transmission, fill up the coolant, burp the coolant, and she should be good. Yeah, just all that. But it's getting there. Say hello. I'll pick up the camera once if I get the intake on, or when it's back in the car. So that'll be the last probably update.
All right, little problem. It's not a problem, but it's gonna be a problem if you didn't know this, because I didn't know this. This bracket is off of my old motor. I don't know what bracket this is, but it's the only way we're able to get this motor mount to line up. I had to remove the lower timing cover. It did give me a little visual on the timing belt. It looks pretty good, thankfully. But yeah, I had to remove the old pulley and covers off the motor. That's the newer one. This is your original B20b bracket. It will not work if you are swapping a B20b in your EF Civic. You need a different style mount, which looks like this. I don't know what B series this is from, but I did a little bit of research. I think this is from either like a DA Integra or like a LS Integra. It's either a DA or an LS, I'm not sure, but you need that bracket for it to line up with this, or else it won't work. So other than that, we have the rear motor mount in. If you can see, rear motor mount is in. Passenger side is bolted in. All we have left to do is put this back together, run the plugs on my wire harness, put the axles in. I am gonna have to do my passenger side lower ball joint. Hopefully this was an OEM Honda ball joint I had for like my 92 or 91 Accord. It looks to be the same as this one, so we're gonna hope and run it and see what happens. Or I might just try to send the bolt, because the ball joint's still good. I just had to cut the lower ball joint nut off because it got seized, of course, with the stud, so everything was spinning. If you've ever done ball joints on a Honda, that's pretty notorious to happen. The other side was a breeze. So yeah, harness, axles, fill all the fluids, attach a radiator. Picked this one up at Pick and Pull. It does have a different fan connection, but I took the AN fittings off my Speed Factory radiator and they kind of fit perfectly onto that. So I might try to just put regular hoses and clamp it onto this bitch and see what happens and hope it doesn't leak. If not, I'm gonna have to figure this out. This is too tall to fit in here, so it's gonna have to lean forward, which is a thing I kind of knew. I just didn't know how bad. And there's not really a mounting spot for that radiator, so awkward. The only spot would be like in this hole, and like maybe either this hole, and I drill a hole here, and I figure out a bracket system that comes off of here and holds the radiator here, and I can figure out another mounting system that comes off of here and holds the radiator here, or even here. But that's doing a bit too much. I might just run the old one until I figure out how to mount that. But yeah, that's it. We got oil, we got coolant, we got Honda transmission fluid. So we are set. The garage is not much of a mess anymore. Motor is completely in, should be ready. And yeah, wish me luck. Alrighty guys, first try, first startup, and she is running. Currently letting it, trying to get to operating temps so this can bleed and burp. I am hella happy, I'm not gonna lie. It starts up pretty good too, like really fast. And it's working. I'm gonna get a new radiator. That's not permanent, but holy fuck, man. This shit's running. I don't see any leaks.
besides the mess I made, but oh my god, this is actually running. First try. A little bit of an exhaust leak down there, but whatever. I'm pretty sure this is normal. Correct me if I'm wrong, leave a comment, but it's in neutral. Fan hasn't kicked on yet. That's still doing its thing. But I'm pretty excited. She's about to be back, and I can't wait. It's smoky as hell in here. Probably air this shit out a little bit more. Bo, I want to put the wheels on and go drive.